All right, so everybody quiet down, please. So these worms are living. Oh, Ezekiel, I need you all the way facing the front. These worms are living, Leslie. How deep are they living? Huh? Under the water. How deep underwater? Oh, 5,000 feet. 1 mile, 5,000 feet. 1 mile. Way deep. What's it like that deep under the ocean? Dark. Yeah, there's no light. No, so they do not photosynthesize. And they don't get their energy from anything else that sinks down there. Some animals can live at the bottom because they eat stuff that dies and then sinks, right? Dead plants, dead animals, dead whales, they sink when they die and they float to the bottom. There's animals down there that eat them. These don't do any of that. They don't use the sun. They don't eat stuff that floats down. So what do they eat? How do they get energy? Daniel, any idea how they get energy? What do they use? Like what's surrounding them? Fog? Yeah, well, this looks like fog. This is actually superheated hot water. So they use the heat from the water. Use heat from the water plus sulfur. That's an element. You guys heard of sulfur before? Yeah, sulfur is in eggs. It gives it that yellow color. You guys ever drive on Anaheim through Long Beach Port area before? Anybody ever drive? If you drive there, there's a bridge you go over, and you can see a big pile of yellow powder, like a giant pile of yellow, Ezra. And you might say to yourself, what is that giant pile? It's a big mountain of yellow powder. Guess what that is? It's sulfur. They got to remove it from oil when they refine it, and it's like a byproduct, so they pile it up over there because there's all those oil refineries in the port. So they use water and sulfur to make energy. They're very unique. This is a process called chemosynthesis. What does it kind of sound like? Chemosynthesis sounds like photosynthesis, right? So, but instead of using light and carbon dioxide, it uses heat and sulfur, and it makes energy from that. It has a whole, oh, Sonny, no headphones on right now. Rest of class, I want to let you know. I'll let you know if it's time, headphone time, Sonny. Jeremy. Jeremy. So what process do these tube worms use? All right, you can't see that. What do you hear from? There's a voice. Voice, what? So not photosynthesis, but what's that, Amy? Chemosynthesis. Oh, a word you might understand or know, chemotherapy, right? You've heard of chemo? Chemotherapy. Well, this is something different. It's not that. Chemosynthesis. So it's very cool. They have a whole nother ecosystem. So what would happen to us if the sunlight stopped shining, Janelle? Janelle, over here. What would happen if the sun stopped shining, Janelle? Everything would be dark. Yes. Jason, what else? What? It would get cold, right? It would get colder. What else would happen? Well, we need to survive. We need food, right? Could we get food? No, we wouldn't be able to get any food because we rely on plants, and then we feed plants to animals for the animal products we eat, eggs, milk, and whatnot. So none of that would exist. None of it. So what would happen to us? We'd die. Without sunlight, it would be over. Sorry to say. But would these die? No, they would live. They would survive. They don't need the sun at all. Okay, Danny, do you have something to say? Yeah, the energy that we rely on. But the energy that they rely on, these tube worms, comes from the earth itself, inside the earth. It comes from the formation of the earth was a ball of molten rock first. It's been cooling gradually, but the inside is still hot. It just takes a while. Like, you ever put something in a microwave and it's too hot to eat, and you have to wait for it to cool off? Yeah, those microwave burritos are classic that way, right? They're really, really hot, and it takes a while. It takes longer than you think, right? You got to wait 10, 20 minutes for that to cool down. Well, same thing with the earth. The earth is just much bigger. So it's taken a while for the heat to dissipate. But these use the energy from the heat of the earth, not the sun at all. Reggie, what's happening? We have water, yeah, the ocean, yeah. The heat gets absorbed in the water and that dissipates it. Yeah. Maybe that leads to a faster cooling, potentially. But we are cooling off. But yeah, if the sun disappeared, these would survive still. That's pretty sweet. Pretty cool. Oh, so what does that mean for life on other planets? Does that make it more or less likely that there's life on other planets? More likely, right? So there's not only photosynthesis life could have, they could have chemosynthesis easily on other planets. Could there be a third way? Yeah. Maybe a fourth? Yeah. Maybe some we don't know. Humans didn't know anything about these ecosystems and this animal until 1977. That was a couple years after I was born. So even before I was born, they didn't know anything about these. I'm pretty old, but I'm not that old, right? So that's only 50 years we've known about this. Okay, before that, when we put a man on the moon, we didn't even know about these. We knew more about the moon than about the bottom of the ocean. How wild is that, people? Really wild. A lot down there. Like that movie, The Meg, right? About that big whale or that big shark living deep in the ocean, in some different area of the ocean. So, if you believe in life on other planets, this increases the likelihood that there's life out there, which is kind of cool, right? And kind of scary. What happened if aliens visited the Earth? Would we have like Armageddon type situation? Would it be all right? Destiny, would we be okay? We get along with the aliens? I don't know. I don't know. Might be kind of hard. Okay, today we're going to do a Find Someone. And then on the Find Someone is going to be about winter. And on this Find Someone, you cannot use your what? Your phone. Your phone has to be put away. If you touch your phone, you lose points. If you look at your phone, you lose points. If you think about your phone, like, I don't know if you, I can't really tell if you think about your phone, well, try not to. But if you touch it like here, so right now they got to go away. Starting now, the phones have got to be put away in your pocket. Leslie, is it your pocket? Is it locked up in your pocket? Zip, zzz. Or yes. Yeah, Jesus. You want